Good morning, all of you. Let us begin the online classes of the Asian International Senior Secondary School Delhi, class 9th, subject science, and chapter number 1. The remaining portions of chapter number 1. Children, we have studied about vaporizations and the factor affect the vaporizations and effect of vaporizations. Out of these remaining portions, I would like to explain about the one of effect. Very important effect of vaporizations. So, I would explain the effect of vaporizations. Now see that the first of phenomena that you will observe that you have seen that when you keep the sum of liquids into a container, you observe that the liquid kept into the containers becomes cool. Why it happens? I would like to explain. You have seen one pot, this type of pot. This is the thing. This is earthen pot. You have seen this type of pots are here. This is earthen pot. Water is filled till this level into the pot. When you fill that the water into it, you observe that the water presents into it not cool. But after kept it for a period, you observe that the temperature of this water becomes less. Right? In summer seasons, mostly you kept a lot of water, you had a lot of water into earthen pot and kept in outer spaces or surroundings to us. You observe that in the morning, the temperature of that water becomes less as compared to the another water. Why it happens? This phenomena is very important of the vaporizations. You observe that the particles that were present inside the pot here, these are the particles of water. These particles strike to each another, and in this case, the energy of these particles are to be taken for striking, for colliding. These particles are moved from here. Means when these particles left its surface, this is surface and this is vapor. So some of the water particles changes its state from liquid state to vapor state. This is water liquid state and this is vapor gas state. When these particles are changing into vapor state, these takes energy, and that energy is to be taken. Energy is to be taken by those particles which are present inside the earthen pot. Means the water presents into it that hold the energy. So that energy is to be taken by these particles. In this case, the energy of this water becomes come. Means the temperature of this water becomes less and this becomes cool. This becomes cool. Sometimes you have observed that some of the water droplets on the earthen pot. You observe that. Why? Because earthen pots bears small pores, and some of the drops can come out from that earthen pot inside to outside on the surface of earthen pot. when that water droplets gets air, that gets air means hot air blocks outside, so that gets the air, the water droplets contact, these water droplets contact with the air and then change into vapor. The change into vapor, when these are changing into vapor, at that time also energy is to be taken from the water present inside. In this case, the temperature of that water present inside the earthen boxes becomes less. Very important phenomena. What type of energy is to be taken from the earthen boat? That energy, that heat is known as latent heat. That is known as latent heat. Latent heat. And due to this phenomena, this is to be changing into vapor state. This is called as latent heat of vaporizations. Latent heat of vaporizations. So this is the first effect of vaporizations we have seen in our daily life. Very important phenomena. Why the water presents into the earthen boats becomes cool, or that temperature becomes chill. Why it happens? That happens due to latent heat of vaporizations. Okay. Now see the second of phenomena. I would like to explain. Mostly we use some different type of clothes in summer season. See that different type of clothes. I am telling you different. This was the first and this is second. Which type of clothes? We use white cotton clothes in summer. Right? Why we wear white cotton clothes in summer? You thought any of the ideas? Why it happens? Because in summer days we observe, we feel a lot of heat surrounding us, lot of temperature surrounding us, and due to these reasons, due to higher of the temperature, we feel sweat. We feel sweat. A lot of sweat is to be removed from our head, from our body, right? So what happens at that time when we wear the white cotton cloths? The cotton has the higher of absorption capacity of liquids, right? So that cotton cloths when becomes wet due to sweat, and when we move one place to another, we observe that slowly a very less of air is to be blown near to us, that takes the water and the change into water vapor. At that time, the sweat presence on our body that takes heat from inside our body, means that takes the heat from our body and our body feels cool, right? So this is the one of important phenomena. In summer seasons, when we wear the white cotton cloths, that cotton cloths has higher of absorption capacity of sweat, and due to that sweat that becomes wet, and at that time when that air blows, that air takes and the air contacts with the sweat drops, and that time the drops is changed into vapor state and our body is to be given the heat to that sweat drops, and in this case our body feels chills. Okay. Third one, you observe that in summer days spreading spreading of water on roof. You have seen that. Roof. You have seen sometimes in summer days we take small of water, a bucket of water, and then we put a drop of spray some of the water on the surface. Why it happens? Because if that water to be spread at that water will be changed into vapor state, and that will take the heat from the surface of the roof, and that is to be changed into its temperature. So this is the another phenomena that is very important effect of vaporizations in our daily life. You have seen one of important things. Presence of water drops on the outer space, of water glass. You have observed so many times in cold drinks also you have observed. When you take the one of glass like this, suppose this is the glass, you observe that this is the glass. You pour some of the chilled water into it, that is to be filled with this level. You observe that small of the drops in this way, small of the drops are to be seen outside, and when you put it on the table, you will observe small water is outside. Why this water and from where this water came here? This is atmosphere, and due to presence of atmosphere, it holds vapor, and when these vapor contact with the surface of chilled water, that vapor again change into a liquid state. So this is not a vaporization. This is changing of vapor into liquid state is called as one different phenomena. This is called as condensation. This is called as condensation. So condensation is also a such process in which the water vapor changes into liquid state. So these were the sum of effects. I would like to explain some of the different portions relevant to our matter in surroundings and the stats of matters in surroundings. Now see, this is given in your syllabus, but for your knowledge. So I would like to explain because I want to improve your knowledge. See that we have studied the states of matter. There are three states we have described: solid, liquid and gases. Out of these three states, I would like to explain the fourth and fifth state in this chapter. Now, let us enjoy with the fourth states of matter. This is called as plasma. Plasma, the fourth states of matter. So what is the meaning of plasma? You have seen plasma is the made up of particle. Made of particle which has higher of energy. Higher of energy. Plasma is made up of particles which has higher of energy. Means the particles which has higher of energy, that the state is called as plasma. But where and how you can observe that is called as plasma. Now see, you have seen some of the neon bulb. Neon bulb. You have seen neon bulb and you have seen fluorescent tube. I would like to explain neon bulb. The bulb is the light structures. Suppose this is the bulb and this is bulb. This bears two of the filaments and these filaments are here. These bulbs contains neon gas. Neon gas. Neon is the such type of gas. Neon. This is known as inert gas. You don't know about the meaning of inert gas. I would like to explain. Inert means no reactions. Without react with the another elements. So this gas is called as inert gas. Now see, this is neon gas and neon gas are to be filled into the bulb when we connect these portions with the electricity supplies. We observe that the neon gas present inside it, that neons becomes ionized. Means these neon molecules Ne change into Ne plus and releases some of electrons. And due to presence of these electrons, that produces light and heat. So presence of these electrons inside the neon bulb, that creates light and heat, and this state of neon gas or inert gas is called as plasma. Let us begin with the another examples that I have shown you. Fluorescent tube. You observe that fluorescent tube. See that fluorescent tube. You have seen some of the televisions or bulbs. In this way, this type of tube you have seen. There is this type of portions. This is positive terminal and negative, and these portions hold this type of structures. This is this type of tubes you have seen in televisions also. If you have seen that when television is to be open, you observe this type of tube. This is called as fluorescent tube. So which of the cases are to be filled into it? You have seen that contains helium. That contains helium. So helium is also the such of elements or inert gases. When this change into He plus, it releases the electron, and due to presence of that electrons that moves inside it and that show light and heat. And due to presence of this light and heat, we observe that the television is glowing. After off the televisions for a short timings, you observe some of the specific light in front of the televisions, that is due to fluorescent tube, and that phenomena is known as fluorescence. So these are two of the examples which can explain the fourth state of matter, that is called as plasma. Let us begin the fifth state of matter. Can I rub it? Okay. Now see, the fifth state of plasma, that is called as fifth state, that is known as BEC. Generally, it is short form. It is to be represented in Bose-Einstein condensate. Professor Satyendra Nath Bose, when he was calculating in the 19th century, in 1920, he was working on physics, and he observed that when gases molecules that has very low of density, 1 of 10 to the power 5, means 1 lakh part of it. When these gases are to be, this is the gas, and gas molecules that are present that has the density is 1 upon 10 to the power 5, very less of density. When this is to be changed quickly into cold state, it's changed into a specific state. This is known as BEC. In this case, Einstein's formula that E equal to mc square was applied by professors Satyendra Nath Bose for the explanations of this fifth stage of matter. So this phenomena is called as Bose-Einstein condensate. You can understand this is the fifth state. It is to be obtained in some of the cases when these are present in some of the specific situations. So in laboratory or in physics laboratory, this type of state are to be obtained of the matter. So this is our chapter first is becomes completed. Thank you and have a nice day.